Hi, this is a Kanakan Stories Volume 2 development log. This is the try number 2 on writing a town theme. First, we're going to start with the basic beat. This is the first step that I took in writing this tune. If you watch the prior development log video, you'll see that I was going for a samba style here. So I started with a samba beat, and this one is in standard time signature, and it sounds like this. So that loops. For the most part, there's some variation once we get into other parts, but that's the basic groove that I built this off of. Next is the electric piano part. So this is mostly playing chords, so it's not really playing the melody for the most part. It does get a time to shine later, but this is, for the main part, it's mostly just playing chords, and this is not often how I write songs. Often might start with a melody, but in this case, because I was kind of building off of the drum beat, I actually started building off of a chord progression. So here, we're in A minor, and we start with a simple groove based in A minor. So it repeats with a slight variation, but that is the main groove. So the next step from there was layering on a melody. So there I added a flute part, and so when you're writing a melody to go with an existing chord progression, it can kind of be tough. But one thing that I try to do to help is to make sure that the rhythm of it contrasts with the rhythm of the chords a little bit. You'll see in this first part, while the chords are passive, the melody is active, and vice versa. So here's how that sounds. The next thing I did was to try to write a contrasting part. So like you might call it a B part. I don't think I would call it a chorus in this case. Often people in popular songs will use the terms verse and chorus. In this case, I don't think I'd call this the second part a chorus, but it is a contrasting part to the first one that has, in general, the same beat, but I was looking at town themes for the Suikoden series, and how the kind of the lively town themes, how they approached like the B part, and what I found, at least the ones that I liked the most, like Rockland from the first game, they do two things to create contrast. this that I used here. One is to break down the rhythm, is to strip down the percussion to make it more sparse, even if it has the same like beat, the same drive, but it just has less going on in the rhythm. And the second thing is to give a different instrument the melody. So in this case, the flute just drops out, and the electric piano gets to play a melody. After this B part, we go back to the A part for a little bit. The first part we talked about, and then write what's known as usually this would be referred to as a bridge. So this is actually goes from A minor to A major. So this is even more of a break harmonically than the B part was. It changes the rhythm a bit as well, just meant to provide more variation. So that brings us back to the A part. This, you'll note it actually doesn't have a melody throughout the whole part. I just haven't written a melody for the entire bridge yet. But that brings us back to the A part, and for the most part this just repeats. I'm not going to play everything here. But we do go, after that all kind of loops, we get to a part that's heavily syncopated, and it's mostly just to kind of give the effect of this being so you're walking through town, that it's almost like you're hearing a band play it in the town. That, you know, like this is not just background music, but this is something that more is a part of the town. And it goes like this. The last part I wanted to introduce is one that almost didn't make it. It was a part that I had written as just like as one of many ideas that I like brainstormed, and when writing it, I had in mind, like if you listen to enough of Joao Gilberto's music, you'll hear some parts that have like a hummed vocal part that sounds almost choral. And I had that in mind. I thought it would be a part like that would be really useful as like a hymn for the nation that might get introduced here in like a very light and breezy way, but that, you know, could come back later in a different form. So I added some basic harmony to it. I don't think the harmony is really done, but it sounds like this right now. So the main, like the melodic part is this, it's D, C, B, C. So It's repeated a couple times, both in the bass and in the treble registers. So D, C, B, C. So you can almost it's a very basic melody that you could see uh, being hummed at like a protest or something, or as kind of like a chant. And so I tried to do some basic harmonization here, but that might that might come back in a more expanded form later. But this is what I have so far. This is how I went through the writing process. Thank you for watching. Um, if you like this, you want to see more devlog videos, please like and subscribe. Bye.